Please, can I get some three people to confirm to me that you can see my slides and hear my audio, please, before we start? Let me just have three confirmation, please. Yes, thank you. I've gotten the first confirmation. Two more, please. Great. I've gotten the second confirmation. One more so that we can start. Thank you. So in a minute, we to start, please. Yes, I think it's working. Yes, please. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from whichever location in the world you are joining this training workshop. Here in West and Central African Time Zone, today is 1st of January 2023 and the time is about 1 p.m. Happy New Year 2023, and I am wishing everyone a peaceful and prosperous year ahead. My name is Abdulkarim Muhammad, your resource person for this training. The motivation for this training came from a genuine desire to offer little contribution to clear confusion by explaining the difference between artificial intelligence, big data, data mining, deep learning, machine learning. If you like, you can add business intelligence as well. Also to make effort and facilitate for participants to understand how these domains relate to the field of data science. No doubt these domains are currently booming and are the talk of the town today for both academics and professionals. These terms may have been coined to sound complex, but they are actually not that difficult to grasp. They somewhat seem to confuse a lot of people, and if you too are among them, then stick to this training and it will resolve it for you through a beginner-friendly approach. Of course, many books and lecture materials on this are available online, but they may be delivered in a very complicated fashion. But I hope to deliver mine to you in a very intuitive fashion that even a policeman can understand, as I'm always delighted to facilitate for people to overcome their confusion with ease by the little I know. Myself, as a student of knowledge, I always welcome any constructive comment, correction, or observation regarding this presentation. And such comments and corrections or observations are always highly appreciated, please. At this point, I wish to start by giving glory to the Almighty and sincerely acknowledge and give special thanks to our able professor, Professor Sahalu Junaid of the Department of Computer Science, Professor Ahmad Abubakar of Pharmacy, Director of Academic Planning and Monitoring, and Dr. Hamza from English Department, all in Ahmadu Bello University Zaria. I also wish to acknowledge colleagues, Malan Dishing, and also students of Computer Science Department, all student Computer Science Department in particular, and ABU in general. My acknowledgement also goes to my family for their instrumental and invaluable support to make this training a reality. I thank you all the participants as well. This training presentation is designed as follows. First, we are going to open a wise word window, which I term WWW, in order to have some benefit from wise people, and this is mainly for motivation purpose. Secondly, we are to have a look at the word cloud, which contains the concept and terminologies included in the presentation. Thirdly, we shall see a general background information that will set the stage for the training. Fourthly, an analogy that may allow us to make sense of the complex ideas will be provided. And fifthly, we shall make effort to know why do we even need to care about what data science is. So basically those are the agenda, but I'm going to present it in a diagrammatical way. And without much ado, first thing first. So let's diagrammatically see the agenda of this very first presentation in the next slide. As I mentioned before, we shall start with opening the www, which is the wise word window, and this is followed by word clouds that describes the terminologies and concepts that we are going to see, and then the background to set the background of the presentation. Then next is the analogy, and last but not the least, after the analogy, the last but not in any way the least is why data science. Fine. So let's see what is behind the wise words window. Actually, the reason for stating this wise word is to comfort our minds in advance, especially for those who attempt to think this field is tough. That yes, we can all be expert with ease in this area of data science field we are about to begin. And it is irrespective of your academic area of specialization. It is not a rocket science at all. It is simpler than you thought. You got to trust me on that. It is believed that what is important here is with the right learning process in place, the end result will surely take care of itself. Again, it is instructive here to know that in these digital days and age, you know you need to learn how to adapt and innovate to the new normal while also taking advantage and maximizing the available technology. Data science is a tool that can solve problems in any domain because wherever there is data, there is data science. For fairness to beginners, throughout the presentation, I'm going to assume we have absolutely no background in this field because all presentation in this training are developed with beginners in mind and are also designed to take you from beginner level to a world-class level. Another good news is that we are going to use almost all free tools in this training. So there is really no barrier to learning as far as this training workshop is concerned. So if you manage to stick around till the end of this presentation, you will know about the general concept in data science, where the ultimate goal is to bring the knowledge of data science from our dear Department of Computer Science, and that is why I termed it DCS from DSC from DCS, that is Data Science from Department of Computer Science. And it is going to be beyond your doorsteps, actually to the bedsteps of our distinguished participants and free of charge. On a lighter note, my dear respected colleagues, I assure you that this is going to be another EAA. I mean, exceptional academic adventure, and not, I'm sure my colleagues can decode what I mean here. Now, let us have a look at the word cloud, which is the next item in the agenda. The presentation series is titled Artificial Intelligence for Academic Intelligence. The reason for this title is not far-fetched because artificial intelligence will surely add and improve our natural intelligence. So, for the word clouds, it actually contains almost all the terminology alerts that we are going to discuss about in this training. Hopefully, if you have any confusion about any term, be it single or compound term, by the end of the introduction, you will begin to admire and comprehend what they mean better. So those are the terminologies that we are going to be facing as far as this presentation is concerned. By the way, on a lighter note again, this picture appears to be that of the resource person for some years back when he was watching both his age and his height. But now, the reverse is the case. It is the age and the height that are watching him. Anyways, it appears that this boy is surprised, but I don't know whether he's as surprised as this young lady. So let's see the next slide. We are going to see the background, or to set the background. As you can see here, data science is surrounded by artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, data mining, big data. This is deliberate and not by accident but by design. Although some are umbrella terms. For instance, artificial intelligence house or machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence, and deep learning is a subset of machine learning. So do not worry about these initial simple definitions for now. We shall return to them later for deeper understanding. Among the objectives of this training is to demystify the connection between artificial intelligence, big data, data mining, data science, deep learning, machine learning, and you can even add business intelligence. Truly, these fancy and well-coined terms are awesome and amazingly powerful, though they may appear to be very complicated and seem to confuse a lot of people. And that is where this training comes to rescue. We shall in this training draw a boundaries between them and explain how they connect and how they also differ. We are going to take each domain, no matter how complicated, and breaks them down into small bite-sized pieces that are easy to understand. Each domain is explained to provide you with an intuition about what it entails and how it works that goes beyond the mathematics in it. No domain will be dumbed down in this training. Instead, the goal is to build you up so that you are smarter and have deeper conceptual understanding of the concepts. Divide and conquer strategy will be used to clear all the seeming confusion, and grassroots analogies will also be used to ease the understanding challenges. And this is going to be in the shortest possible time, inshallah. And here is how we are going to do it. Firstly, we are going to see the big picture that connects them all. And secondly, we shall see the intended philosophy to be used during the course of presentation. Furthermore, this training will be given a good academic flavor by trying to explain clearly what, why, when, and how for every concept under discussion. It is expected that this training should be effective and helpful for anyone willing, for anyone who willingly wishes to learn artificial intelligence and data science as an educator, student, or a professional in as an educator, student, or a professional in a corporate world. You probably already know that modern data handling skill is the next big thing and is critical to advance your career. But please note, the training might be more effective if you try to practice some of those concepts hands-on. However, since the intention of the training is to carry along the basic beginners, if you come across an area that you already know, feel free to skip to the next part. Therefore, before we delve into the presentation proper, let's set the background. According to geographers, the geographers who are with us now, our planet Earth experiences two different motions: rotation and revolution. Each spin on its axis, and it takes 1 day to do so. That is to say, the Earth spins on its axis and it takes 1 day to do so. In 1 day, Earth makes one rotation on its axis. Earth also travels on an elliptical orbit around the Sun, and it takes 1 year to make a complete trip. In 1 year, Earth makes one revolution around the Sun. Fine, you may wonder why I'm bringing this. This we believe is a natural rotation or revolution. Now, let us look at what was termed industrial revolution on the same Earth. This is our planet Earth, the world, if you like. According to the source, which is shown below, this world has experienced 4 major industrial revolutions, and we are going to see them one after the other. The first one, the first revolution was in 1784 when the first steam engine was introduced, and the second one was the invention of electricity in 1870, and this is followed by the third industrial revolution, which was in 1969 when the word information technology was introduced to the world, and at the same time internet and nuclear energy were discovered around that period. You all believe that internet is one of the most expanding things in the present, and after the other 7 worlds wonder, it is my 8th wonder. You may ask why. Well, today internet is the fastest way of sending and of course receiving a lot of information. For example, you can buy many things from computers, cars, books, even food. You can also communicate with your friends and family from all parts of the world. It isn't a problem now to know the latest news about your friends and relatives. Email and social media provides you easy way to connect with them, and the background is still internet. 10 or less seconds and your message are to and from far locations. Or do you want information about your climate or weather forecast for next hour? Nothing is simplest. Just one click in program or one telephone by free tel, of course, is by internet, and you know the answer. Then the next one is which is the fourth one, is the revolution of artificial intelligence, which we are experiencing right now. And you know, the third one supports this revolution also. And today, assertion exists that Okay, let's see the next one. The next one is you'll be wondering what it is. And that is why I have it here that today assertion exists that data will indirectly replace the oil. So if that is the case, will data handling skill be the next big thing? Correct me if I'm wrong, but you and me knows how lucrative it is associating with oil sector, right? So let us make an analogy here, uh, which is going to be uh, the next item in the agenda. We may wish to remind ourselves what analogy is first. Well, analogy is a comparison between one thing to another, typically for the purpose of explanation or clarification. It may allow us to make sense of complex ideas. It also influences our thinking in ways that we don't fully understand and might not be conscious of. Um, Several analogies are available during the course of this presentation actually, and the analogies and examples provided are to ease and fasten the understanding of the concept in data science. All right, let us continue. You may have probably seen the following analogical images. This analogical image demonstrates a machine at a filling station that is used to pump gasoline or petrol, if you like, diesel or other types of fluid or other types of liquids, fuel into vehicles, and is pouring out data. So it's trying to compare the data and the oil. In this one, an oil drum, which we normally keep fluids or oil, also called a barrel, is spilling out data. So instead of spilling oil, it's spilling out data. It's just to analyze also, to give an analogy between the oil and data. Then next is an oil platform or oil rig, offshore platform. This is an offshore because it's on top of the sea. This oil production platform, which is a large structure that facilitates to extract and process petroleum and natural gas. It usually lies, the natural oil and natural gas usually lie in the rock formations beneath the seabed. So it is demonstrated in this slide, and all the blue circles depicts data containers. And you know that your survey data, your log files, customer information, and emails all are examples of data. Here, it is an onshore. We've seen the offshore field. Now we are seeing onshore oil field, which refers to the stock of oil existing beneath the layers of the earth. And data denotes the stock of oil. So this is another good analogy. So these are some of the few analogies that we are going to see. And you may wonder who is behind this analogy. This gentleman you are seeing, I don't know if someone knows him. His name is Mr. David Buckingham. And this is why he said, why we believe that data is the next or data is the new oil. This guy is a general manager of intelligent shopping solutions, and he really believes that data is the new oil. We need to find it, extract it, refine it, distribute it, and monetize it. He also added that there cannot be one-way street where brands pull data from customers and give nothing back. People have to see their information being used in a way that provides them with benefits. This doesn't have to be offers or discount, just something that customer value. That could be content or access to a product or service before the general public. Give the give people the feeling of being valued, and you keep them coming back. So that is what he believes. So in the next slide, we are going to see more analogy. Uh, the next one is specifically we use what chemists are calling fractional distillation. So in this slide, a fractional distillation of crude oil is demonstrated, and you should note that according to chemists, fractional distillation is the process by which we obtain all the various petroleum products that we rely on from crude oil. This include, but not limited to, diesel, kerosene, naphtha, petrol, and gas. So, as you can see, when crude is being heated at certain different temperatures, some petroleum products are being extracted of fuel oil, jet fuel, petrol, and the rest. And the residue used for bitumen, you can see that. So even data is subjected to many processes and methodologies. You are going to extract a lot of insight from the data. So it's another good analogy between oil and gas. So we have some additional information here, which says earlier we lived in industrial and post-industrial societies, and gas and oil were the only things of value. But now it is the age of information society, and data has replaced petrol as the economy's driving force. The reason is that with the help of big data, which we are coming to see what big data is, people significantly improve production efficiency and business economies. That is why today you may hear a lot of comparison of data with gas, oil, gold, and other treasures of humanity. So these are some of the positive justification of the analogy, and we are going to see more in the next slides. However, data is useless until it is put to work and is refined. Thus, to become like gas or oil, the data should be collected, analyzed, interpreted, and used, just like the way you subject crude oil to fractional distillation. So let's look at some positive and negative justification of the analogy again. For the positive justification, we have it that data powers the information economy in the same way the oil fueled the industrial economy. Also, data promises a plethora of new uses, such as diagnosis of diseases, direction of traffic patterns, etc. Just as oil produces useful plastics, petrochemicals, lubricants, gasoline, and home heating. Data creates significant revenue flows for entirely new industries, just as oil did. Data is only valuable once it is being processed, that is through analytics. Similarly, oil is only valuable once extracted and processed. So these are some of the positive justification of the analogy. So we are going to look at the negative justification as well. I don't know whether we can recall this phase. We are going to use it to give an example of the negative justification of the analogy. I'm sure some people will remember this phase. This is none other person than Mr. Edward Joseph Snowden. If you don't know him, this guy is an American former computer intelligence consultant who leaked highly classified information from the National Security Agency in 2013. And his altercation is an example of negativity analogy. That is to say, oil spill results in significant damage to the environment, which is negativity, just as data spills, data leaks, often expose damaging information. As I give example of this, it is of course natural to ask now, after seeing all this, that all right, we've had enough. Why should I be interested in data science? And this is going to be the next item in the agenda. We'll see why data science. Let us not waste time here. All I want to say is just visit the link as shown on the slide, and I assure you, you will even find more convincing reasons why you should go for data science. You may wish to share your findings with me, please. After visiting this link, or if you visit this link, you will see 5 major reasons that will blow your mind. So, inshallah, next presentation, we shall look at the big picture of all these concepts that we are going to treat. Thank you all for participating. I'd like to meet you next time.
Kami berazam membina harapan terhadap kepada nilai yang murni, kemakmuran insan visi kami. Hasil dituai benih selama dinikmati beramai-ramai. University Teknologi Petronas setiap warganya cerdas dan tangkas. Berilmu, beriman, berpandangan jauh, di bidang teknologi berdiri teguh. Bersama yang kita jati diri, kami bertekad mencurah bakti. Untuk dunia, untuk manusia, matlamat kami sejahtera semua. University Teknologi Petronas setiap warganya cerdas dan tangkas. Berilmu, beriman, berpandangan jauh, di bidang teknologi berdiri teguh. Bersama ilmu yang kita jati diri, kami bertekad mencurah bakti. Untuk semua.